As I said in my Call of Duty tips video, I wanted to post a couple of loadouts that have helped me a lot in completing the camo grind and in doing just better in general in Black Ops 6. It's no secret that your loadout can and will impact your performance because there is a difference between manipulating the gun in a way to be stronger than to just stick to the base form of the weapon. You can get headshots easier with a better loadout and things of that nature basically. I've used some of the Battle Pass blueprint loadouts personally, and some of them I ended up tweaking to be better because I liked some parts of the Battle Pass stuff, and then other things I just wasn't a huge fan of personally speaking. But today I want to focus specifically on my favorite assault rifle loadout builds, and I'm going to be covering all the assault rifles in this video because why not? I feel like just compiling them all in one video for this is probably the best way to go, and I may make update videos in the future, so do stay tuned for that. For all of the guns in this video, I did equip the Gunfighter wildcard because this one does allow you to add up to 8 attachments per gun, and we are focused specifically on making these guns the best they can possibly be in sort of anticipation of the camo grind. Now, even if you don't get some of these attachments before you do get to gold, there's still obviously, you know, going all the way to dark matter, which is kind of what I also am focusing on in a way. But in any case, let's just start with my personal favorite, which is the XM4. The XM4 is definitely one of the best weapons in any Call of Duty game, no matter what sort of name it has. It's the idea of the weapon, you know what I mean? The XM4 is definitely one of the trusty weapons out there that is already quite powerful in its base form, so the attachments I worked on are to essentially make it just more accurate and also work a bit on the fire rate. For the XM4, you want to use the following attachments. I use the Prismatech Reflex Optic, which I personally really like for the assault rifles in general. I find that it has some of the best bang for your buck in terms of performance. Now, I don't use that for every single assault rifle, but it's the majority for the most part. I use the muzzle brake for the muzzle, of course, and the long barrel. I then use the precision foregrip for the underbarrel to increase the handling more. I also use the fast mag so that I could reload my magazines just at a faster rate since I use the XM4 with a more aggressive playstyle. In general, I do more of the like kind of running around the map sort of playstyle. I don't really like to sit still in one place, so that's what most of my builds kind of were centered around. I use the commando grip for the rear grip and the balance stock for the stock. I also use the 5.56 NATO FMJ for the fire mods to make it faster to get those kills in. Overall, I found that this loadout I think allows for you to get the movement ability and speed that you need, and it allows you to nail those hits faster and with a better strength. You don't have too much in terms of bullets in a single mag because we are using a fast mag, but with the XM4, I think you want to focus a lot more on speed and aggression, which means that we need a fast mag, which you also want to use less bullets to steal your shots, which is why we're using the FMJ for that extra firepower. I prefer the Prismatech Reflex, as I said earlier. I find it takes up less space in your screen, still has a decent amount of accuracy. You could make the reticle, how do you even say that word? You can make the reticle anything you want realistically, but the optic itself is one that you want to focus on a lot more. The reticles you do, I honestly don't even know how to say that word. You have to like unlock them with some kills over time. So whatever you want, just put it on the gun. The GPR-91 is definitely an interesting weapon. It takes more bullets to get a kill, which is what makes it a bit difficult. It's not my favorite, honestly. I find it a little bit annoying as a gun, but we want to work on increasing how many bullets we have and how many bullets it takes to get a good kill. Additionally, we want to ensure that the gun has good handling on it because it is a bit of a heavier weapon. So keeping these things in mind, here's the loadout that I recommend you run. For the optic, I use the Acutech Reflex. There is no muzzle on this gun. I use the long barrel for the barrel and the precision foregrip for the underbarrel. I then use the extended mag 1 and the rear grip is the commando grip. I also use the balance stock with the fast motion laser since I felt like I needed a bit more in terms of accuracy with this gun. I also use the FMJ once again for the fire mods. This does help you a little more as well with wall banks, which is kind of important if you're playing on something like Nuketown, for instance. A lot of people like to hide in the house or behind my garage, things like that. Now for the AK-74, which just found out is the AK-74 and not AK-47, like way to confuse me, Activision, but in any case, I said AK-47 in the Pack-a-Punch video and I just realized while I was making this video, but whatever. AK-74, 47, 4 and 7 combinations don't care. What's important is that the AK-74 is already a great weapon in its base form, but we can make it even better to handle and increase its accuracy because it is a bit high on the recoil side. So we want to reduce that and increase the accuracy, and these attachments that I'm about to list are what I think serve that purpose properly. The optic is the 0M392 hold and there is no muzzle. I use the long barrel for the barrel and the precision foregrip for the underbarrel, which you'll find is a common trend for me. I used fast mag 1 for the magazine and the assault grip for the rear grip. I then used the heavy stock for the stock and the Strelok laser for the laser. I also used the 5.45 by 39mm FMJ for the fire mods. I think that this combination was honestly just a better one for me, but if there's anything you can swap, I'd say swap the optic for another one that suits you. I personally like this optic on my AK, but you might not. If you want to try the Prismatech or the AccuSpot Reflex or, whatever it is that you want, but, for me, this was the optic that I liked. But in any case, let's move on. The AS-VAL is sort of a love-hate situation with me. On one hand, the AS-VAL can actually nail an enemy in less bullets than you think, but on the other, I don't like how small the mag capacity is, and you do need to play with this thing for quite a while until you can get the extended mag. However, with the right attachments, honestly, this thing seriously shreds, because it just does. It's a fast gun, and with more bullets in the magazine, it's great. So for the AS-VAL, this is the loadout that I think really does the job. The optic is, of course, once again, the Prismatech Reflex. I use the suppressed long barrel and the lightweight foregrip for the underbarrel. I then use the extended mag 2 for the magazine because you're going to need more bullets per mag guaranteed. I also use the assault grip for the rear grip and no stock. I then attach the Strelok laser for extra accuracy and the recoil springs for the fire mod. Alright, I'm going to be fully transparent here. I hate the Goblin MK2. I know a lot of people really like this gun, and a lot of people really hate this gun. In terms of the partisan opinion here, I'm on the hater side of the sphere. I'm no fan of the Goblin MK2, but in the spirit of making a loadout, and also because for some reason I want to get the camos, though I am leaving this one for last, I had to make this work. So this loadout prioritizes making this thing as close to a full auto assault rifle as humanly possible, which is impossible, but we can throw some rapid fire so at least it doesn't move like a sloth. And so here is the loadout that I felt worked the best and has helped me because, as I said before, I'm not a fan of this gun. The optic is the Prismatech Reflex, the muzzle is the ported compensator, for the barrel I use the long barrel, and the underbarrel is the vertical foregrip. I didn't add anything extra to the magazine, and for the rear grip I use the commando grip. The stock is the light stock. I use the target laser for the laser and of course rapid fire for the mods. It doesn't make it full auto, but the firing rate is a bit better, and so that's what matters. It is not too difficult to nail headshots with this gun, but I mean, it's just like outgunning the other player. That's kind of your biggest concern with this weapon, I feel, because yeah, you're gonna get more headshots easily, but outgunning people who are running SMGs and other, full auto kind of guns, it's just complicated. That's the part about this gun that I really didn't like. The Krig C is a gun that I think has a lot of potential with the right attachments because honestly, this gun's a clunker. We can make this a bit faster though, and we can make this a lot more intense by including some good attachments that improve this gun on all fronts and make it an enemy shredding machine. This loadout packs a good amount of power, but it isn't super fast to reload, so do keep that in mind. However, with the extended mag, we get more bullets to get our shots in, which I'd say is more important in this case because you'd have to reload less. In any case, here is the loadout that I felt worked the best for the Krig C in making it more powerful and easier to handle. The Prismatech Reflex makes a comeback as usual alongside the long barrel for the barrel, and the underbarrel is the marksman foregrip. No muzzle for this gun. I also added the extended mag 1, the ergonomic grip for the rear grip, and the infiltrator stock for the stock. For the fire mods, I use the 5.56 NATO overpressure bullets. The AMES 85 is a pretty solid gun in its base form. I actually did get this one to gold using the Vault Edition version of this gun, the Plague Doctor blueprint, but then I changed it a bit so I could make it a bit faster and stronger. However, I couldn't change that cool inspection animation, so I decided to kind of build off of a modified version of the Plague Doctor blueprint so that I could retain the things I liked about that blueprint, but kind of add my own twist to it. So basically, these attachments will allow the gun to be faster, a little bit stronger, and also require a bit less bullets to get the job done, which is something that we want to do for pretty much any of these guns on the list. So here's the loadout I ended up running with. The optic is the Prismatech Reflex. There is no muzzle. I use the reinforced barrel for the barrel and the precision foregrip for the underbarrel. This is quite a common combination I've used, I'm just finding out. In any case though, I use the extended mag 1 and the rear grip is the ergonomic grip. I then use the balance stock for the stock and the fast motion laser alongside the recoil springs. I think the Model L is definitely one of the more not too bad but not super amazing assault rifles in my opinion. I first got it from a battle pass blueprint and I tried it out and I didn't think it was too bad, but the thing with the battle pass blueprint is that I just felt like it could be improved. Now I ended up enjoying the gun with better attachments and I found that it just included more power in it than you might initially think. It's just a matter of equipping the right stuff so you can get more out of the base version of the gun. So this build prioritizes increasing the speed at which this gun operates, as well as the handling so that it's not slow and you can move around with a better speed and with more precision. I use the amazing combination again of the Prismatech Reflex for the optic, muzzle brake for the muzzle, and long barrel alongside the precision foregrip for the underbarrel. I then use the extended mag 1 and then the commando grip for the rear grip. I also use the balance stock for the stock and the recoil springs for the fire mods and no laser. For the most part, I think that if you find that a certain combination of attachments works more for you, then you should adjust the loadouts to fit your playstyle and your preferences. For me, I found that with these attachments, my guns just perform better and I had an overall easier time with them in the way they operated. Additionally, I think that if you want to try out some of the battle pass blueprints, if you have those, then you should. I think I played with a lot of those at first as well, and I found that they were really good and easy to use, and they served as good starter loadouts in my opinion. If you're not sure what type of playstyle you want to go for, I think if you kind of want to combine stuff from that and stuff from what I listed, then you should definitely do that. You know, whatever works for you is really what you want to go for. Again, like I said, that these are just like what worked for me. The battle pass blueprints are pretty cool though, cosmetically speaking, so sometimes I just like built off of them because I didn't want to like totally change the way they looked, because I just thought they looked cool, and that's what's important is what stuff looks cool. Yeah, I'm kidding around, but in any case, hopefully this list helped you out. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite loadouts are, or if you've tried any of these loadouts I listed, what you thought of them. And with that being said, thanks for watching. If you did like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on another upload, and that's all for today, folks.
Haven't you heard? No one stays dead anymore. Losing B. That's all. Enemy watchdog below inbound. Better be ready to take it. Hostile foot patrol.